So because then that will help them to actually reduce or actually at least control their costs. And also we do see some staffing shortages for many of the F&Bs still happening right now, even with the retail sector. So being able to control that is vital for all of these operators.
Hi everyone, my name is Justin, co-founder of SYCARDA, and welcome to our very first VODCAST. Here's where we can talk about retail, talk about the challenges, talk about how you can thrive and strive in the landscape that can be pretty much uncertain in the day and age we live in today. Well, with Budget 2024 around the corner, what better way to start or kick this off with my partner, CEO and founder, Vernon Chua. And of course, when it comes to Malaysia Budget 2024, we would love to know your views and thoughts about this. But before you jump in, just in case those watching don't really know who we are or what we do, who better to explain it than this guy?
Thanks, bye.
So viewers, just a little disclaimer, this is more of an educational segment where we talk and banter about, of course, like what I said, what's out there. This isn't a channel with financial advice. Remember that, okay? So, moving along, Vern, before we talk about the topic at hand, why don't you share with our listeners and our viewers just a bit more about who we are, what we do, in case they don't already know?
Sure. So thanks, Justin. So SYCARDA is primarily for retailers and F&B operators to help you to understand your business and your customers better. Primarily what we are is a retail data analytics and business intelligence solution. And what we do is we help you to understand, give you insights into, how your customers are coming in, interacting with your products, how they're mixing them together, how they are paying for them, what's their average ticket spend. And we give you all that insights that is necessary for you as the owner or your marketing or sales team to better engage with your customers when you run your promotions, when you run your campaigns. Because basically there's only ever two things that you need to be concerned about as a retailer or an F&B operator when it comes to increasing your revenue. One is how to attract more customers, and two is how to increase average spend.
So is it safe to say that what we do here helps you in simpler terms, save money, make money?
Yes, correct. So yes, saving money, basically understanding how your operations are running, how your inventory costs are being controlled. That's all great ways to look at to reduce your costs. Okay. And then, of course, to increase revenue, we're talking about how to better market yourselves, better match your products, create promotions for your customers.
Okay, so on the topic of money, being Malaysians and how we all are, we're reviewing from outside Malaysia, thanks for tuning in. But let's talk about the general state of Malaysia's economy. How do you feel about it right now?
I think there's a lot of caution right now. There is, people are concerned, especially with the rising cost of living. I think a lot of basic goods, their prices have increased. And this has also impacted the costs of all the retailers and F&B operators, right? And so your plate of nasi lemak is going up in price. Your plate of grilled chicken is going to go up in price as well. So all across the board, whether it's local or imported products, prices of goods are going up.
All right. If we were to talk about the retail sector revival, was there anything you can add to that?
So the thing is, post-pandemic, we saw growth in the year 2022. And I think that took us all the way to 2023, maybe the first quarter. But then in the recent months, with the wars carrying on in Ukraine and then the new war in Gaza, we are seeing a lot more caution. And so we are seeing declines in the sales and revenues across the board.
Okay. Well, with all these declines, and we know the Malaysian government is really pushing digital right now. How about that? Can you talk about anything about the way digital is transforming the retail landscape?
So, whenever we talk about retail and F&B now, and we talk about the economic environment, the big question is, of course, cost of living, all right, and cost of goods. All of it is going up. So retailers and F&B operators, they they understand that they can't really just keep jacking up their prices. So a lot of ways they're trying to do it now is they're trying to control their costs as much as possible. And so this effort to digitalize is actually a good one, especially when it's helping them to control their costs in a better way. Because honestly, right now, if they just increase the prices all the way, their customers are gonna stop buying. So they're having to navigate that very narrow stretch of margin.
And if we were to talk about local businesses, we know that you always say that the SME market in Malaysia is the backbone of the economy and all. So is there like a specific spotlight now on local businesses and what the government's going to do to revive that through digital transformation?
Yes, I think the government has launched their Madani grant. I think in 2023, they've launched it to quite good effect. 100 million ringgit to the SMEs to help them to digitalize. I think they're carrying it on. I know they're carrying it on next year. Hopefully it will launch, I think, by second quarter again. They just closed the Madani grant this month for 2023. I think 2024 quarter 2 onwards. It might hopefully kickstart back then. So I think all the SMEs should really take advantage of this grant to really look at digitizing or digitalizing their businesses.
So if you don't know, when we see this month they closed, we're talking about the early month of December, and they launched the grant about October time. So by 2.5 months, a lot of it was used up. So we know there's a hunger for people who want to change their business, to digitize, especially the local. I mean, it is for local business anyway. So if you're watching this and the grant is out there, don't hesitate. Use it, grow with it, and improve your business. But yeah, so we know the Madani budget, the grant 2024 was good. Your initial impressions must have been really good as well when they announced it.
I think there are some, of course, challenges that the Malaysian economy is facing, and the government is trying to catch up on its revenues. So they are implementing, or rather they are increasing the SST from 6% to 8%. Once again, this does increase general costs, but this time it's business-to-business costs. Even our services are impacted by that. But the thing is, I do believe we will hit a level, and hopefully with the government's more prudent spending measures, hopefully our economy will start to gain its confidence again, and that even with the grants and all the economic initiatives and stimulus that they're trying to put in, hopefully we will see steadier ground.
You know, Vernon, some awesome advice for a single store owner like myself, if I was an F&B. And I just say everyone does that. Everyone watching, man, that's really good, Vernon. I want to try that. And if we all do that and we all improve, isn't that good for Malaysia? I mean, talking about Malaysia, how do you think her economy is like going to be moving forward with this new budget in place and what they're trying to do and outlook in general? How do you feel?
So ultimately, anything that improves the productivity of an organization or improves the productivity of a nation is always a net positive, right? So the objective always being able to do more with less. And so obviously at a business level, if you can do more with less, then obviously you're gonna start winning, right? So as you can imagine, as every company, every organization, whether it's an F&B or a retail, even in manufacturing or even in services, as we can do that, right? Of course, we can be more productive as a nation. Now, and then hopefully what that would translate to is in that we can pay better wages, better salaries, and we don't have to be so reliant on foreign labor. We are able to then rely on not just our local labor. So I guess that would be the dream, right? The objective, the vision that we want to work towards. I believe that's the government's, seems to be that they are signaling that intent, right? So ultimately, if you ask me 3 to 5 years from now, obviously what we hope, or what I hope to see, is that it's definitely a far more efficient economy.
You heard it here first. And optimism aside, if we all believe that, if we all work towards that, that change can happen. I like to believe that. All right, so that's Malaysia. Coming back to where we are, SYCARDA. We know we'll grow as a company as well, and we are servicing many, many more retailers out there. How have we prepared for what lies ahead to help those, like I said, a single store outlet who wants to grow more, those who have many who need to understand the business more. How have we prepared ourselves for this?
So at SYCARDA, we are always looking at how else we can support the retailer and the F&B operator, our customer base, right? And we try to put ourselves in their shoes, and we try to, when we talk, we engage a lot with the community to kind of understand what are their challenges. So, the first challenge where they needed to understand what is going on in their stores, what's the kind of revenue, how the customers behaving. We've done that with our sales insights, right? The next challenge that we tackled was their ability for them to understand how goods are going, their inventory is flowing through their stores, right? Are they keeping an optimal inventory? Are they overloaded? I think the pandemic actually showed that many people were unprepared in terms of inventory management. So a lot of goods went to waste. A lot of cash flow was stuck in inventory. That really made it much harder for these retailers and F&B operators to survive during that period. So now I think there's a lot more focus, a lot more understanding that really optimal inventory management is key in ensuring that your business can survive in any situation, right? So what we have now is, of course, we have our inventory insights. We have a lightweight ordering platform called Pupa. What we do is we help them to track their purchases of their goods, track the delivery of their goods so that we know what stocks are coming in. And then with their circulites and with our sales insights, they will know what's going on. So we have a good system to track their inventory at any one point in time, and also help them to do audits when necessary. And then the next step, of course, is understanding their productivity. So when you talk about business, the three largest costs for a business will always be rental, human resource, the staffing, and then, of course, it's inventory, right? So what we want to be able to do is, in terms of human resource, understand the productivity of their teams. We are coming up with those kind of insights that will help our clients to understand what is an optimal manpower size they need in order to run their businesses, at what time and what seasons. So because then that will help them to actually reduce or actually at least control their costs a lot more, especially now in the face of increasing costs and people asking for higher salaries. And also we do see some staffing shortages for many of the F&Bs still happening right now, even with the retail sector. So being able to control that is vital for all of these operators. Another thing that we're looking at is to see how we can use AI to start forecasting, right? We want to look at, depending on the weather patterns, state of the economy, whether or not we can give a reasonable prediction on the kind of stocks they need to maintain, at least for 1 month, 2 months ahead, right? So that they can at least forecast for themselves as well and see how their business is going. We are also opening up a lot of partnerships. We have now partnered with a payments company to be able to track and reconcile those payment terminals back to the point of sale without the need for integration.
It'd be easy for the retailers.
Yeah,
Less manual work, right?
less manual work. So there are a lot of initiatives that we're taking just to make running a retail and F&B business easier.
Okay. Well, my take back from that was with systems in place, you have better control of your business. The question is, what systems are you running right now? Ask yourself that. Well, as you wrap this up, Vernon, what are your last final thoughts or key takeaways when it comes to, once again, what the government has planned budget-wise, how a retailer sees his own business and how he wants to survive or wants to grow? What are your final thoughts on how we can enter the unknown better?
I was sharing earlier about that grim statistic about most F&Bs, or rather a quarter of F&Bs will fail within its first year of existence. The thing is, if they do survive within its first year, then they have a longer time, right, to survive. The key takeaway is that actually now we're facing challenging situations. We may be. I think it's important to take this opportunity to build resilience, right? I think we should think outside the box. from the usual way of doing things. I mean, we know that there are so many of our clients, before we met them, they were still doing pen and paper work. They were still having so many managers having to write, manually write down orders and all of that things. Basically, I think now would be a good time to try to digitalize, take advantage of the government programs that will incentivize you, or at least help you in digitalizing your company and making it more productive, more efficient. So try it and see for yourself whether it's good for you. And I do believe most companies that do undertake this digitalization initiative, they actually have a higher chance of succeeding in the long run.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Vern. Put away. Well, viewers out there you have it. I mean, thank you for tuning in. And if you stayed all the way, thank you. I really hope you picked some nice juicy insights that you yourself can take back and utilize or share with your friends who might be in the industry. Remember, challenges and opportunities, they go hand in hand. It's about perspective. It's about preparation. It might be about how SYCARDA, a system, could help you survive, help you grow during these times. And there you have it. It's about the right systems to get you prepared, to get you ready for what lies out there. If you really enjoyed what we did today, stay notified. Click on the notify button and maybe drop a comment. Because like we said, opportunities and challenges go hand in hand. It's about perspective, it's about preparation, and who knows, maybe a bit of SYCARDA in your life to get you ready for what lies ahead. If you want to find out more, check out our website at SYCARDA.ai, fill out a form, and we'll get right in touch. You never know who's going to appear next to give you these insights about the retail landscape. My name is Justin. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you soon. See ya.